I was born in Transylvania, Romania, during the dark days of communism.
Python Vladimir Anghelo was a designer and artist, best known for his work on pinball machines and arcade games. Because of encouragement from his grandmother and aunt while his parents were working, by the age of 4, Python could draw much better than he could speak. He would draw for 6 to 8 hours in a single sitting. Python was fond of saying, "Adversity is the best university," and that growing up in the poverty was a gift to his creative mind.
I had a Spartan upbringing, Spartan education. I went to one of the best art schools in Europe and had some of the most beautiful, supportive teachers, parents, and many other people that appreciated art.
Python moved to the United States when he was 17. After studying art and animation in Romania and the US, he worked as an animator for Disney until 1979. Python left Disney to go to work at Williams Electronics to create the artwork and animation for Joust. Python took a 50% pay cut when he left Disney because he believed video games had more potential than traditional animation. He continued to work for Williams and later Midway Games after they merged with Williams for 15 years until 1994, when his most ambitious project, the Pinball Circus, was shelved. The Pinball Circus is arguably the most uniquely designed pinball machine of all time. The game has 7 flippers, including offset flippers on the main playfield on the prototype, 3 upper playfields called rings, unique ramps and toys, all housed in a cabinet that is different from any other pinball machine. Bally Midway built this machine in 1994 with Python Anghelo designing, but only 2 prototype machines were ever produced. One is located at the Pinball Hall of Fame in Las Vegas, and the other is in a private collection. This machine is all about verticality. Your main goal is to get the jackpot on the uppermost playfield. To get there, you have to shoot the center ramp on the main playfield to get to ring 2. Then, shoot up the ramp on that level to interact with the elephant toy to get to ring 3. From this level, you'll need to hit it up the rear ramp to a magnetic ball lifter which will transport your ball to the clown playfield. This playfield has 2 mini flippers, and to score the jackpot, you have to knock down 3 drop targets and shoot the ball into the clown's mouth. The Pinball Circus would have been Bally's last game, possibly, if they ever decided to put it out, but again, they only made 2 prototypes, and one of those you can see being played here at the Pinball Hall of Fame in Las Vegas. In 1994, he left Williams for Capcom to be their creative director and also designed one game, Flipper Football. He was in the process of designing his second Capcom game, the legendary Zingy Bingy, when Capcom closed down their pinball division. I'm going to read this article verbatim. It was submitted to the Pinball Classifieds 1998 edition by Steve Richdorf, a former field service testing and prototype lab worker at Capcom. Flipper Football, while on test at a popular soccer bar in Chicago, made an average of only $18 per week over a 2-month period. The owner of the bar said, "The tampon machine makes more money than Flipper Football." Capcom spent about $65 million in a 3-year period. Fun fact, while in a game convention hotel suite with top Capcom officials from Japan, Python Anghelo forgave Japan for Pearl Harbor. Big Bang Bar was ready to go into production, but unfortunately management chose to manufacture Flipper Football, based on an extremely flawed developmental cost, inflated test results, and expectations of the game by Python Anghelo and Brian Hacksaw Hansen. The rest is history. Here's where we get to Zingy Bingy. Zingy Bingy was the name of a prototype developed by the Python and Hansen design team. One of the rules at the time was to shoot the ball via the penis flippers into the vagina outholes. The jet bumpers were bouncing tits. The back box contained naked figures that would light up and move when specific shots were made. The naked action figures cost Capcom $25,000 for 2 prototypes. Python personally had figurines made without authorization or knowledge of the purchasing department. This is the best part of the story right here. The head of Capcom came from Japan to review new games and ideas. After he saw Zingy Bingy, he shook his head in disbelief and walked out of the room 1 minute later. Rumor has it this was the final nail in the coffin, and Capcom was closed within the week. After Capcom Pinball closed, Python and Brian made a presentation of Zingy Bingy to Williams Electronics for possible production. According to sources at the presentation, there was much snickering, laughter, and dismay during and after. Williams did not find any redeeming features in the game and rejected any consideration of Zingy Bingy. Zingy Bingy was a term conceived by Python while at Williams. When used, it meant to go drinking. Capcom employee suggestions for the names of Zingy Bingy Porno Pinball included Butt Blaster, Rump Ranger, Come and Go, Sucky Wucky, Balls of Fire, Flipper Fuckball, Licky Dicky, Blow Me, Butt Pirate, Tricky Dicky, and Fuck Off. Feature suggestions included Double Boner, Super Double Jack Off Mode, Jag Off Mode, and PMS Mode.
Places like Williams, like Capcom of Japan, that Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat were created, Joust, all these games. I created jobs for other people. They were basically artistic missions from God, like the Blues Brothers, if you can relate to that. Meaning, I set out to do the greatest pinball game. And that's what I tried to do with my team.
After leaving pinball, Python continued to design novelty games for several companies, including Baytech Games in Green Bay, Wisconsin. He had several big hits during this time, including Chameleon Paradise, which is still sold today. The last several years of his life, Python assembled a team to help him bring his game that got away, Pinball Circus, to fruition. This team still exists today and will try and deliver on their promise to show the world Python's vision of what Pinball Circus was intended to be. Unfortunately, all I can find is a couple pictures of some whitewoods from about 2017. There's not a whole lot more information about what they're doing. There were claims of a second game, a sequel basically to Pinball Circus. Python Anghelo was a genius and a madman and an artist and inventor. He created some of my favorite pinball machines, and every time I see some of his artwork, I'm inspired. That's not to say the guy isn't crazy. I mean, trying to make a porno pinball machine? That's ambitious to say the least. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching this episode of The Lost Pins. There's more to come next week. Stay tuned. Captain!
Honestly, don't be ashamed of sexuality. Don't be ashamed of being angry. Don't be ashamed of wanting to kill somebody. It's better to, when somebody gets you so ticked off, that you draw yourself with a knife, stabbing, and instead of doing it. It's an expression of emotion. We all have it. We all love somebody. We all want to hurt somebody. And so as an artist, your duty is to be very honest. That's, besides refusing to grow up, also be honest like a child. Total honesty is the secret to great art.